Hello everyone, and it is approaching the Easter break, so I thought I would have a little bit of fun and do a quick video about approval speed. So, I mean, why is approval speed important? Well, I mean, I'm always evaluating the solutions out there on the market, and one of the frequent things that comes into conversations with customers when we're discussing our solution versus others is that the timings of requests and notifications that go from the tenant to the endpoint is absolutely critical. If you think about it, you've got a user, they've got an important task to do. I mean, it could be in a manufacturing line, it could be in a laboratory, they need to do something as admin. They can send a Slack to the person who's doing the approval, so the approval person says, okay, you're approved, and then nothing. So it's kind of like, how long does it take a request to get through? With some solutions we've looked at, it's be anything from 5 minutes to half an hour, and it's not reliable. And actually, this is one part of admin bar request that is, I think, a bit of a kind of an unsung kind of USP for us, in that the delivery system for notifications for things like approval is virtually real time. And that, in my book, is the difference between a request being useful or useless. Okay? Because if it doesn't come on time, the thing you need to do, that moment might have passed. And now the thing you need to do, you can't do it, so you have to move on to something else. So I think the speed of requests is actually very critical when it comes to things like approving admin rights, taking a remote support request, issuing a break glass account. These things, they have to happen instantly. Otherwise, there's just no point. So I was thinking to myself, actually how fast in kind of kilometers per hour does our system actually deliver requests? So I thought, well, you know what? How do we test this? And how do we measure it? So here I am, sort of in Woking in the UK. The tenant that my endpoint, admin bar request endpoint, is kind of hooked up to is in the Azure Amsterdam DC. I mean, we have many DCs. We have them in Germany. We've got them in the UK. We've got them in the US. But I am attached to one that is in Amsterdam, and that's about 400 kilometers away when I last checked. And if we look at the kind of simple mathematics, and maths was never my strong subject, but apparently it's distance divided by time, and then if I want to convert that into kind of kilometers an hour, times it by 3,600, the number of seconds in a minute, and then I get a figure for how fast admin bar request sends its approval. Okay, so how about we run the speed test? Now, how am I going to test this? This is probably a little bit complicated. So in terms of how we do this, so what have we got here? So we've got me up on the top left. I've got my iPhone, which is just a standard iPhone, and I've got a stopwatch on that. And then you can see here in the middle of the page, I've got the portal on the left and the endpoint on the right. And just so you know, there's no kind of subliminal cuts or anything crazy going on. I've got a clock up on here, and you can see a clock down here on the desktop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a request, and then we're going to see how long it takes for that request approval to come through to the endpoint. So how about I just get started and we do good old VLC. So imagine that I'm a end user. I need to watch a very important video that's going to maybe give me some information how to save someone's life. It's like critical timing here. So I need to watch a medical video urgently. Okay. I mean, yes, we have many customers that are hospitals and critical care and stuff like that. So it's not completely outlandish that we may have situations where users are sending in requests to do things that are extremely urgent and time critical. So I'm going to just see the approval. It's going to appear here. So here it is. Here's my request. Here's the endpoint. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on approve, but I'm not going to release the mouse. So you'll see that it'll change color, slightly dark. And then I'm going to release the mouse button and I'm going to click start on my stopwatch at the same time. And then we're going to see how quick this whole thing works. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. Stop. So I might have been a bit slow on the old stop there, but you can see we've hit about 2.3 seconds for that approval to come through from 400 kilometers away to my endpoint here. And literally, as soon as I hit that button, a few seconds later, you can see the approval has come through. So let's do another one. So let's do good old Notepad++. Let's reset the timer. Let's do a new, I need to write an urgent prescription, perhaps, maybe send that through. And we're laughing, but again, there could be some very important stuff you need to do with admin, and it might be that the request needs to be urgently delivered within seconds. So 2.3 we were before. Let's have another go. So again, click on approve, and I'm going to hit start when I lift. So 3, 2, 1, and lift, start, and it's done. 2.1 seconds. I think the limitation might be my own reactions on hitting stop on the stopwatch. But yeah, let's just make sure that elevation works. It does. And let's try a different version of VLC. Let's just do another one of these. And it doesn't matter what the application is. I need to watch urgent videos. Again, hit OK, send that approval through. Get the request, reset the timer, and again I'm going to hit approve. I'm not going to lift the button. I'm going to hit start and lift at the same time. So 3, 2, 1, start. Done. 2.1. I think I was again a bit slow on that. So we can basically say, I think that let's just say 2.1 is a good kind of rough average. Okay. So how do we then work that out? So I guess it would be 400 kilometers is how far it's traveled, divided by 2.1 seconds, which means it's done 190, let's just say 190 kilometers in a second. So let's times that by 3,600. So the answer to the question, how fast does admin by request deliver notifications, is 685,714 kilometers per hour. Okay, so where do we going to go from here? English just finish off then. So I think that probably is the end of the presentation. I hope you enjoyed the little test, and really have a happy Easter, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheerio for now. Bye.